Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Shriram Jayam Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopashantaye. Namaskar and welcome back to Amarabharti Samskrita channel, where we are studying the Manika Dvitiyo Bhagaha class 10 Sanskrit textbook. In that, the Dashamaha Pathaha, lesson number 10, Kaaloham, means I am time. Kalaha aham becomes Kaaloham, I am time. We look at the lesson along with an English explanation. As usual, this lesson begins with an initial conversation among a set of people. Konark Devalayasya Pranganam, courtyard in the Konark temple in Odisha. Kechana Balakaha Balikaha Cha, some boys and girls, Mantra Mugdhaha, being totally spellbound. Devalayam Drishtva, spellbound on what? On looking at the temple. Parasparam Vartalapam Kurvanti, discuss amongst themselves. Savita Aho Bhavyaha Vishalaha Devalayaha, oh, what a grand and vast temple. Ravihi, Ravi says, Aye Kimayam Devalayaha Rathova, is this a temple or a chariot? This temple is looking like a chariot. Sahasramshu says, Ayam tu Konarkaha Suryasya Rathaha. This is Konarka, the chariot of the sun, chariot of the sun god. Prabha says, Konarkasya Kaha Arthaha, Ko Arthaha. What is the meaning of Konarka? Savita says, Arkasya Arthat Suryasya Konaha. Arka means sun. This is Suryasya Konaha. Corner is one meaning, or also angle or direction, we can say. Suryasya Konaha. Asyam eva dishi Suryaha udeti. The sun rises in this direction. You may note that Konarka is on the Orissa coast, the Bay of Bengal, so which is the eastern coast of India, which means the sun rises in the sea, and Konark is right at the place where the sun rises. The sun rises is facing the sun. You should go to Konark. It's a beautiful place. If you go to the capital of Odisha, which is Bhubaneswar, then from there you can take a one-day trip and go to Konark and finish seeing the place, and also go to Puri Jagannath and see the Lord of the universe, that's Jagannath himself, along with Balabhadra and Subhadra, and come back to Bhubaneswar probably on the same day. Divakaraha Ganayitva, Divakar counting. Asmin Rathe tu Dvadasha Chakrani. In this chariot are 12 wheels. Surya Pashya Pashya, look, look. Katham Utkiranam Vartate Pratyekam Chakram. How nicely, delicately carved or sculpted is each of these wheels. Amshuman Chakrasya Pratyekam Aram Api Utkiranam. Ara means spoke. Each spoke of the wheel is also nicely, delicately carved or sculpted. Dinesha says, Manye, I feel that Dvadasha Chakrani eva Dvadasha Masaha. I feel that the 12 wheels are indeed the 12 months of the year. Ashta Arani eva Ashta Praharaha. 8 spokes are the 8 Praharas, or duration of 3 hours. In a 24-hour time frame, we have 8 Praharas. 8 times 3 is 24. Each duration of 3 hours is called as a Prahara. Sometimes they also call it as a Yama, or in Kannada they call it as a Java. Amshumali says, Aho Vijnanamayi Yesha Kalpana. How scientific is this depiction? Asmakam Kala Gananayaha Adharasya Suryasya Adbhuta Rachana. Adbhuta Rachana means wonderful creation or wonderful construction of what? Suryasya, of the sun. What is the sun? Sun is the basis of our Kala Gananayaha Adhara, means he is the basis for our reckoning time. So our counting of time, the hours, minutes, the seconds, etc., are counted on the basis of the sunrise and sunset only. So we take the sunrise to the sunrise as 24 hours and divide it accordingly into hours, minutes, and seconds. So he's telling that the sun is the basis of the reckoning of our time, and this beautiful Konark temple is a representation of the sun, depiction of the sun. Akashe dhakka dvanihi shruyate. In the sky is heard the sound of a large drum, dhakka. Sarve ascharya chikitaha itastataha pashyanti. Everyone being astonished look hither and thither, here and there. Mandirasya prachinebhyah pashanebhyah gabhira dhvanihi bhavati. From the ancient stones, pashana is stone, prachina is ancient. Ancient stones of the temple emerges a profound gabhira dhvani, a profound or a deep kind of voice is heard. It's as though the temple itself is talking to these children. Sarve, aho, oh, shrunuta, shrunuta, listen, listen. Ete pashanaha kimapi vaktukama eva. These stones are intending to tell us something. Kalaha, kala is the time. Shruyatam, shruyatam, Kaaloham. The time, listen, listen, all of you. I am time. Next, we have a picture of one of the wheels of the Konark temple. As you see, there are 8 spokes which are representing the prahara, that is the duration of 3 hours. And there are 12 such wheels throughout the temple. It's as though the temple is sitting on wheels, like a chariot. And this is also showing the shadows of a person at different points of time, when the sun, from the sun rising to the sun setting, as we see in places like Jantar Mantar and so on. Now we come to the lesson. Kaaloham means I am time. Aham khalu kalaha, I am indeed time. Vishwasya atma aham, I am the soul of the world or the universe. Kalayami ganayami jagataha ayuhu pramanam, I count the lifespan or the longevity of the earth or universe. Kalayami means ganayami, I count or reckon. Satatam chakravat parivartamanaha, always transforming like the rotation of a wheel. Bhutam is past, Vartamanam is present, and Bhavishyadapi, and also the future. Vikshamana, looking at the past, present, and also the future. Aham eva, only I. Sakshi, I am the witness. Jagataha utpattehe vikasasya pralayasya cha, I am the witness of what? The creation of this universe, this world, its growth or sustenance, and its dissolution or destruction. Idam jagattu punah punah jayate viliyate cha. This world indeed gets born and dissolved punah punah, again and again. Param, however, param aham vidyamano asya sarvam kriya kalapam pashyami. However, I look at all the activities. Kriya kalapa means activities, events, transactions which happen, vidyamana, which all the events which happen, I witness, I look at all these events. Aho, kim janita yuyam. What do you know? Do you know that? Do you know this? Kiyati prachina iyam srishti. How old is this creation? Naiva, not indeed, na eva. Tarhi shrunuta dhyanena. Therefore listen attentively. You don't know how old is this creation, therefore listen to me attentively, is what time, kala, is telling. Krita yugam, Treta yugam, Dwapara yugam, Kali yugancha iti Chatvari yugani. There are 4 yugas: Krita yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga and Kali Yuga. Towards the end of this video, I will give you a fascinating depiction of the time conception in a graphical way, in somewhat of a pictorial way. Please see that particular part when we talk about all these yugas. Chaturnam Yuganam Samuhaha Eva Mahayugam. The collection of all of these 4 yugas is indeed the Mahayuga. Eka Saptati Mahayuganam Ekam Manvantaram. 71 Mahayugas make one Manvantara. Chaturdasha Manvantaranam Samuhaha Kalpaha. The collection of 14 Manvantaras is a Kalpa. I will show all of these things to you. If these seem unclear to you, I will show you at the end of this video, towards the end, in the form of a pictorial form, graphical form. So please look towards the end of that to understand what these mean. Ekaha kalpaha eva brahmana ekam dinam manyate. One kalpa is considered as one day or daytime of Chaturmukha Brahma or Brahmaji, as we call. Brahmana ayuhu shatam varshani. The lifespan of Brahmaji is 100 years. We will see what this 100 years means later on. Aho a shruyate shankhadvanihi. The sound of a conch is heard. Yugadi parvani kasmimschit grihe. In the Yugadi time, in some house, in a certain house, nutana samvatsarasya abhinandana samarohaha ayojyate. In some house, the New Year celebrations is being arranged in some house. Nutana samvatsarasya abhinandana. The greeting of the New Year is being arranged because of Yugadi. Adya Kaliyugam to Dvipanchashattamam Shatakam Pravishati. Now the Kali Yuga is entering its 52nd century or 5200 years. Tadaiva Samaroha Arambhe Kaschana Vidwan Sankalpa Vachanam Karoti. At this very time, at the beginning of the function, Samaroha Arambhe, at the beginning of the function or celebration, Kaschana Vidwan, a scholar, Sankalpa Vachanam, is reciting the Sankalpa, which is a resolution or an intention or a prayer. What is that? We will see. Now, let us read that Sankalpa or the prayer which the priest or the scholar is reciting. Vishnorajnaya, by the injunction of Lord Vishnu, pravartamanasya brahmanaha, of this current Brahmaji or Chaturmukha Brahma, Dvitiya Parardhe, in the second Parardha, Shvetavaraha Kalpe, in the Shvetavaraha Kalpa, Vaivasvata Manvantare, in the Vaivasvata Manvantara, Ashtavimshati Tame Kali Yuge, in the 28th Kali Yuga, Prathama Charane, in the first quarter or the first 1/4 of this Kali Yuga. Charana means 1/4. Jambu Dvipe, in the Jambu Dvipa, Bharata Varshe, in the Bharata Varsha, Bharata Khande, in the Bharata Khanda. This is telling about the continent and part of the continent. Jambu Dvipa is one of the 7 islands on this earth. Aryavarta Eka Deshe, Aryavartaika Deshe, in the country of Aryavarta, which is nothing but Bharata or India. Our country, India, was earlier long back called as Aryavarta. Yamuna Tire, on the banks of the Yamuna river. Dilli Mandale, in the Delhi province. Nala Nama Samvatsare, in the Nala Samvatsara or the year, in the year which is named as Nala. Surya Uttarayane, in the Uttarayana half year path of the sun. Vasanta Ritau, in the Vasanta Ritu or the spring season. Chaitra Mase, in the Chaitra month. Shukla Pakshe, the Shukla Paksha or the bright fortnight. The dark fortnight is called as Krishna Paksha. This is Shukla Paksha, which is bright fortnight. Pratipadayam Tithau, on the first day of this fortnight. So the fortnight has 15 days. So on the very first day of that fortnight, Budhavasare, on Wednesday, Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatre, in the Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra, when the star is ascendant in the sky. Shukla Yoge, in the Shukla Yoga, Kimstughna Karane, in the Kimstughna Karana, these Tithi, Vara, Nakshatra, Yoga and Karana are the 5 aspects or 5 elements of a Panchanga. Panchanga is the almanac, the Indian almanac which we see. These are the 5 aspects of that particular Panchanga. Nama Aham, my name, whoever is the scholar, his name is being told, or the householder. Mangala Karyam Karishye, I am performing this auspicious task. That's what is the Sankalpa. You can hear this Sankalpa a lot of times when we go to the temple for performing puja, archana. Then they tell this kind of a Sankalpa. You must have heard a lot of times this kind of Sankalpas. We go further. Aye Katham imam Sankalpam Shrutva Vismitaha Yuyam. How are you astonished by listening to this Sankalpa? Aham, I am tu Vartamana Kala Desha Parichayakaha. What is the meaning of this? This is actually indicative of the present time and place, location, because in the Sankalpa which we saw, it told about a time and it also told about a location, Jambudvipa, Bharata, Varsha, Bhartakhanda and so on, Aryavarta and so on. So it is telling about a location and a time and place, both is telling. Prachinatama hi esha ganana. This system of reckoning or counting is quite ancient. Api nyayate madhyayaha asyaha gananayaha adharaha. Api nyayate madhyayaha asyaha gananayaha adharaha. Do you know the basis for such a kind of reckoning or accounting? Do you know the basis? Then the time itself is narrating, continuing. Mama kalanasyatu adharaha surya eva. The basis for my counting is the sun god himself, sun itself. Suryasya dve gati uttarayanam dakshinayanancha. The sun has 2 paths, Uttarayana and the Dakshinayana. Ayana means a path and also means a destination also. There are several meanings for the word Ayana. One of the meanings is path. Pratyekam ayanasya avadhihi shanmasaha. The duration of each of these is 6 months. Bharatiya masanam namani nakshatra namabhihi sambaddhani. The names of the Indian months are related to the ascendant stars of that particular month. Purnimayam yat nakshatram bhavati tena eva namna tasya masasya nama bhavati. That star which is ascendant on the full moon day or the Purnima day, by the name of that star will the month be named. For example, Yatha Chaitre Mase Purnima Chitra Nakshatra Yuta Bhavati. In the Chaitra month, the Chitra Nakshatra will be there on the Purnima day, ascendant star in the sky. Ataha Tasya Masasya Nama Chaitraha Bhavati. Therefore, the name of that month will be is Chaitra. Similarly, Vaishakha is Vishakha Nakshatra and so on. Samvatsarasya tu Vishaye Idamuchyate. Regarding the year Samvatsara, this is what is said. Now the shloka. Shannabher dvadashakshasya chaturvimshati parvanaha yastrishashti shatarasya vedartham saparah kavihi. Shannabher dvadashakshasya chaturvimshati parvanaha yastrishashti shatarasya vedartham saparah kavihi. Padacheda, Padavibhaga, split of words is षट् नाभेः द्वादश अक्षस्य चतुर्विंशति पर्वणः यः 360 अरस्य वेद अर्थं सः परः कविः. अन्वया इस् यः षट् नाभेः द्वादश अक्षस्य चतुर्विंशति पर्वणः 360 अरस्य च अर्थं वेद सः परः कविः. One who knows the true meanings of the 6 centers, the 12 axles, the 24 parvas and 360 spokes, he is a superior scholar, a man of knowledge. What is the meaning of all this? We'll see now. Shat ritavah eva me nabhayaha. The 6 ritus. Ritu is a group of 2 consecutive months. Like for example, Chaitra, Vaishakha, Vasanta Ritu, and so on. There are 6 ritus. The 12 months are in 6 ritus. The 6 ritus are the centers or the navel or the solar plexus as we call. Dvadasha masaha eva akshatvena ganyante. The 12 months are counted or considered as the 12 axles of the wheels. Axle is nothing but the shaft of the wheel. Chaturvimshati pakshaha eva parvani. The 24 fortnights are the parvas. Parva is the division of time. You may notice that there are 12 months in a year and each month has 2 fortnights. The bright fortnight and the dark fortnight. Bright fortnight is the Shukla Paksha, which ends in the full moon, which is Purnima, and the dark fortnight is the Krishna Paksha, which ends in the Amavasya or the new moon. So there are 12 months and therefore there are 24 fortnights in a year. So those are the Parvas. Then Shashtyuttara 3 Shatani Dinani Eva Arani. So the 360 days, 3 Shata is 300, Shashti Uttara 300 plus 60 is 360 days are the spokes of that particular wheel. Param aham akhandaha shashvataha vibhuhu cha. Very profound statement this one. Aham akhandaha. However, I am indivisible. Time says that there is no actually division of time. Time is like a continuum, a continuous thing. Actually, we can only see in the watch that the hour passes and the next hour comes. But if you see in reality, there is no difference. It's just continuously changing. It's like a continuum. Shashvataha, eternal, and Vibhuhu is all-pervading, which means omnipresent and omnipotent. Very profound sentence here. Nutana Samvatsarotsava Divase. Nutana Samvatsara Utsava Divase. Idanim Iyameva me Shubha Ashamsa. Nutana Samvatsarotsava Divase. Idanim Iyameva me Shubha Ashamsa, which means on the occasion of this New Year festival, Nutana Samvatsara, now, Idanim, now, Iyameva, this itself is my greetings, Shubha Ashamsa, my greetings or my wishes. The time the Kala Purusha is giving these wishes, these greetings. Sarvastaratu Durgani Sarvo Bhadrani Pashyatu Sarvakamanavapnotu Sarvasarvatra Nandatu Sarvastaratu Durgani Sarvo Bhadrani Pashyatu Sarvakamanavapnotu Sarvasarvatra Nandatu. Padacheda is like this. Sarvaha Taratu Durgani Sarvaha Bhadrani Pashyatu Sarvaha Kaman Avapnotu Sarvaha Sarvatra Nandatu. Anvaya is Sarvaha Durgani Taratu Sarvaha Bhadrani Pashyatu Sarvaha Kaman Avapnotu Sarvaha Sarvatra Nandatu. Means let everyone overcome their difficulties. Durga is like a difficulty. Let them overcome their difficulties in their lives. Then Sarvaha Bhadrani Pashyatu. Let everyone see auspiciousness or auspicious events happening in their lives. Sarva Kama Navapnotu. Let everyone get their desires or the noble desires fulfilled. Sarvaha Sarvatra Nandatu means Anandatu. Let them experience happiness. Let everyone everywhere be happy. Now, one interesting point you can see is that at the beginning of this lesson, we had a conversation between a set of friends. Savita, Ravihi, Sahasramshuhu, Divakaraha, Suryaha, Amshuman, Dineshah, Amshumali. These are all names of the sun, sun god, Surya, Surya Deva's names. And Prabha is nothing but the ray of the sun is called Prabha. Now, I had told you that I will show you a graphical or a pictorial representation of time, and that's what we'll see now. Whatever we saw in this lesson, I have tried to draw this in the form of a picture so that it easily stays in your mind, which is what we see now. Time calculation in our Hindu calendar system. We see that Kali Yuga, the era which we are in, is 4,32,000 years in length, just in time duration. Just before Kali Yuga was Dwapara Yuga, which is double Kali Yuga, which is 8,64,000 years. And before Dwapara Yuga was Treta Yuga, which is 3 times Kali Yuga, which is 12,96,000 years. And before Treta Yuga was Satya Yuga, or also called Krita Yuga, which is 4 times Kali Yuga, which is 17,28,000 years. Now, if we take the sum of all this as 1, then that is nothing but 1 Mahayuga or Chatur Yuga, which is 43,20,000 years, human years in duration. That is 1 Mahayuga or 1 Chatur Yuga. Now, we arrange these Mahayugas, one sequence, Satya, Treta, Dwapara and Kali, one sequence like that, 1,000 times we arrange them. 1 unit like this, next 1 unit, 1 unit. So each of this is 1 Mahayuga. So we arrange 1,000 Mahayugas in order. Then we get what is called as 1 day, which means daytime of Chaturmukha Brahma, who is nothing but none other than Brahmaji. And this 1,000 Mahayuga, the time duration, which is 432 crore years. You see, 432 followed by 4 zeros is nothing but 1 Mahayuga. 1,000 of those will be 432 followed by 7 zeros, which means 1 followed by 7 zeros is nothing but a crore. So we have 432 crore human years is called as 1 Kalpa, which is nothing but the daytime of Chaturmukha Brahma, and this Kalpa is divided into 14 Manvantaras, which we see a little later now. So, in this daytime of Chaturmukha Brahma, we see what is called as Vyashti Srishti or Naimitika Srishti, which is creation. We see the creation of this world. This world exists in that particular time. So, the world is called as Vyakta or manifest. You see the world of name and form. We see forms around us and people having names, everything having a certain name and form. Nama Rupa Jagat we see. So that is called as Vyakta, manifest. Now, the same duration, 1,000 Mahayugas, is equal to 1 night of Brahmaji, which is also equal to 1 Kalpa in duration, which is 432 crore human years. And in that time, 3 of the worlds, Bhuhu, Bhuvaha and Suvaha, will undergo what is called as Pralaya or dissolution is what we say. So that's called Vyashti Pralaya or Naimitika Pralaya. So everything will be Avyakta. It will become unmanifest. The 3 worlds, Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, will get unmanifest. They will not be manifest in the form of name and form. So what do we have? Daytime is 432 crore human years and night time is 432. So totally we have 1 full day of Chaturmukha Brahma, which is equivalent to what is 24 hours, is nothing but 864 crore human years for Chaturmukha Brahma or Brahmaji. Now, this Kalpa, whatever we are now in, is called as Shweta Varaha Kalpa. Shweta Varaha means white colored Varaha, wild boar. When Lord Vishnu took the incarnation of a wild boar to protect the earth, it is said that Hiranyaksha, some evil forces, dislodged our earth from its orbit around the sun. You know that the earth goes around some kind of an elliptical orbit around the sun, and at some point of time in this creation itself of this earth, there has been an attempt to dislodge the earth from this orbit, and at that time Lord Vishnu took the avatara of a Varaha, the boar, wild boar, and then brought back the earth to its orbit, to its kaksha around the sun. So it was dislodged and now it was brought back to the orbit. That's what Shweta Varaha Kalpa indicates. Now one more thing, each Manvantara, if you divide 1000 divided by 14, each Manvantara will be equal to 71.42 Mahayugas. So there's a problem here, because 0.42 is not a rational, is not a very good fraction. So what we have heard is that Sriman Madhvacharya in his Sarvamula Granthas gives a very clear calculation about how this each Manvantara is. The first Manvantara and the last Manvantara, how they are slightly different between the Manvantaras which come in between of the 14 Manvantaras. That's a very interesting calculation which you can get to know from any scholar in the Madhva philosophy who has studied the Sarvamula Granthas. Next, the current Manu right now is none other than Vaivasvata Manu, who is the 7th Manu, which means since the creation of this earth, we say that 6 Manvantaras have been over. The first Manvantara was the Swayambhuva Manvantara, then the second one was the Svarochisha, etc. and so on. Now is the 7th Manu, who is Vaivasvata Manu, who is the current Manu now. And the current within the Vaivasvata Manvantara, as I told you, each Manvantara has 71 Mahayugas. Right now the current Yuga which is running is 28th Kali Yuga in the Vaivasvata Manvantara. So 27 Mahayugas are all over. 28th Krita Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga is also over, and within this Kali Yuga about 5200 years are over. So we have about 4,27,000 years still remaining in this Kali Yuga for the 28th Kali Yuga to get over before the start of the next Krita Yuga, which is Satya Yuga, which will start after the Kali Yuga gets over. So this is the 28th Mahayuga going on right now. Now we see an interesting calculation, which is a lifespan of Chaturmukha Brahma. We saw that 864 crore human years is one day, including day and night of Chaturmukha Brahma, and that times 30 is equal to 1 month, and that times 12 is equal to 1 year of Chaturmukha Brahma in terms of human years, and he lives for 100 years. So which comes to this big number, 31,104 followed by 10 zeros, so many human years, which is nothing but 311.04 trillion human years, which means 311,040 billion human years. The age of this universe as per modern physics is around 26 or 27 billion human years, whereas the age of Chaturmukha Brahma, that lifespan of Chaturmukha Brahma is 311.04 trillion, which is many orders of magnitude more. So it is highly possible that Chaturmukha Brahma has created several million universes similar to the universe which we are living in, and that actually kind of justifies the concept of multiverse which is being talked about by physicists today. Now this 311.04 trillion human years is called as one para, and therefore we saw the word called parardha, dvitiya parardhe we said. So that is nothing but half of this, which is half of 311.04 is 155.52 trillion human years. So we started from the dvitiya parardhe adya brahmanaha dvitiya parardhe shweta varaha kalpe vaivasvata manvantare ashtavimshatitame 28th Kali Yuga. Like that we told the pravara or the sankalpa, and that's where it starts. It starts from really, really macroscopic, really, really very big, to a small thing called the day. It came to the day called Wednesday and Tithi and so on, as was we saw in the Panchanga. Now, is there any pramana, means any shastra which tells about this? I told that time is akhanda, time is a continuum or indivisible. Yes, there is a pramana. It's told in two of the Puranas at least which I know of, which is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 5, and also in Sri Vishnu Puranam. It mentions about these time calculations. For a quick time calculation, if you want to see, you can look at the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, Shloka 17, where Lord Krishna tells about Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyat Brahmano Viduhu Ratrim Yuga Sahasram Tam Teho Ratra Vidojanaha. He tells about Sahasra Yuga, means it actually means Mahayuga. 1000 Mahayugas make one day of Chaturmukha Brahma, is what Lord Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita, as we can see from the commentaries by Adi Shankaracharya, Bhagavad Ramanujacharya, Sriman Madhvacharya, Sri Raghavendra Swami, and so on. So, this brings me to the conclusion of this fascinating graphical description of time calculation in our Hindu system, calendar system. I hope you enjoyed this particular description, which is very easy. If you have a pictorial view, you can easily remember it throughout your life. Well, this brings me to the end of this particular video. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share. Brings me to the end of the lesson part of this Kaaloham lesson. We see you in the next video with the exercises part of the same chapter. Amara Bharati Samskrita Shubham Bhuyat Mangalamastu Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.